Hey, welcome back. So Christmas is over. It's gone cold again, and I'm back in the garage. Hope you all had a good Christmas, good holidays, whatever you celebrate. But a couple of weeks ago, or a week before Christmas, I saw a post on Instagram from who was it from? I think it's from IGS. Well, it was from Dale, IGS Bicycles. And he just picked up a new bike. He had posted a picture of a really rusty fork and really rusty headset and told me that there was only actually 3 bearings left inside. And that reminded me that I got this bike tucked away in the garage. I picked it up in April 2016, I think. And it's basically just hung up in the garage ever since. I have stripped it down, and I was remembered by that picture of how rusty this headset was. So I dug it back out because I thought it was actually an integrated headset into the head tube, but it's not. So let's have a look at the headset. So this is the mess that I pulled out of this bike. I'll tell you a bit about the bike in a second, but this is just the headset. It reminds me, you can see how seized this bike was. I mean, the headset is completely corroded. There's just rust spots all over it. There's never going to be a smooth bearing surface on there ever again. I think this is the bottom race from the head tube, and the side walls have actually started to crumble away as well. So that's not going to be reused. And the bike is a Raleigh, so this headset has Raleigh threading on the top ring, on the top cone sort of ring, and the top lock ring, which are there. It's a shame because it's kind of a nice headset. And this is the adjustable cone on the bottom bracket. I thought it might be okay, but no, you can see the wear line inside there, so that has to be replaced as well. And that is also, of course, Raleigh threading. The axle is here. It's just an A16 GC. It should be replaced as well. It might be quite difficult to track down one of these. I'll have a look through what I've got, but they're not symmetrical, so as you can see, one side is longer than the other. But the bike, as you can see, it is black enamel. It doesn't have a head badge, or none that exists, so to me that indicates a transfer. It has cutaway lugs on the the wind's picking up on the head tube there, and also down to the seat tube. So you can see it just doesn't really get any better with the enamel as it goes along. And if we go down, you'll notice it has a hole there, and that is for the rod brakes, because it should have rod brakes on it. So yeah, it's kind of a rusty bike, but I could actually save the frame and the forks. The handlebars are here. As you can see, they are black enamel as well. This whole bike was coated black enamel from day one, and this is the style of them. Rod brake, I've taken all the rod brakes off. Most of it I had to cut away, but I actually managed to undo the bolt and pull out the levers from this. These can be undone as well, these eyelets. You have to twist them off, but once you get them off, you can't get them back on again, or not that I know how to. So yeah, the black enamel. This was obviously seized, so it took a lot of getting out. And you can see the style here, they sweep forward first before sweeping up and back. And that style should be called a North Road. A North Road style. The other ones you can get of the time just literally come straight and then sweep back. So these are a bit more distinctive, and I like them. Now the frame came with pump pegs, and you can see underneath the pump pegs there is a small part that remains of the detailing that the bike had. It used to have red and gold pinstriping or boxing all over the bike, as did most of the bikes of the time. But what time is that? Well, there's a serial number that's at the top here. I can't read that now. 96319K. Now, let me just get my notepad and lock this camera off. According to Old Bike EU, that number would put the bike in between the 1925 and World War II era. I thought the bike was 1920s, but it's actually pushed it back a little bit. In that period, you had, make sure I'm not blocking too much light, you had the numbers. Well, actually, it had a letter prefix and then numbers. The suffix of the letter didn't come till after World War II, but then it was only a P or a T until a certain point, and then it went into the 50s and it changed again to a double letter. So it's kind of a weird one having the K at the end, but if you did go by the K, it would put the bike at 1932, maybe 1933. So that was my starting point to kind of date the bike and research what it is. So I started looking on Veteran Cycle Club. But what I also found was this serial number on the bottom bracket. It reads Z 77427, but it also has a Z. And the Z could be prefix, it could be suffix. Now K and Z are quite a few years apart. The Z puts it actually in 1939. The Old Bike EU database doesn't go up to 1939, it stops at 37. But following it on and doing a bit of researching, I found this bike to be 1939, so the outbreak of World War II. The two serial numbers is a bit confusing. I'm not sure why there are two or what they mean, but I think this one is the best bet, the bottom bracket one, because again, doing a bit of researching, have found that other people have got the same confusion of why is there two serial numbers on the bike, and they seem to point towards this bottom bracket one being the best choice of 1939. Now, using the date of 1939 and actually the 32 one or 33, I went onto Veteran Cycle Club, had a look through their library and looked for all the details that I've picked up on this frame to try and track down the right bike, to try and identify it. I tried to look at every bit of detail. So on here, on the rear, the dropouts, they are kind of track dropouts, but they're not really track because it's not a track bike. They're just rear facing dropouts, rear facing horizontal. And also the seat stays here, they bolt on and off the frame. So that's another little detail to look at. The frame size is a 24-inch, which is measured from the centre of the bottom bracket to the top of the seat tube. And the wheel size, I believe to be a 26-inch. It could be 26, it could be 28. 28 tended to come on more roadster bikes. But we've got those details like this here, the removable, the black enamel all over the bike, because it is all black enamel, with the red and gold detailing. What else were we looking at? Oh yeah, the handlebars. Handlebars were the North Road, so that sweeping effect. And the chainring. The chainring I've actually I've only got the drive side because again that was seized on, but it was a 48 tooth. So after a lot of looking around and a lot of deliberation, I decided that the bike would be or could be this one. So this is from the 1939 catalogue, and I've picked out the Dawn Safety model. Originally I was looking at the 33 catalogue and picked the bike out to be a roadster, but trying to level the bike up so that the axle sat level, the roadster said it had a sloping top tube, which was very distinctive on the pictures. You could tell that the bike had a definite slope like so to the top tube, and this bike just doesn't have that distinctive angle. Looking through, I think this Dawn Safety fits the bill a lot better. It's single speed. It's got these smooth rounded mudguards, which I actually have the rear one still. Yeah, I have the rear one tucked away in the back of the garage. It has the removable rear seat stay, sorry. Here, you can see it's bolted on and bolted on. It's black enamel. If you read through the description, there's a frame size in 24 inch. This is good. Wheel size 26 inch. You've got the rod brakes on there. You have the North Road raised handlebars with the roller brakes. Good. We've got the pump that's on the on the seat tube, and I've got the pump pegs as well. They're still with the bike. The gearing is only stated as 69 inch, which with the 48 up front converts to a 20 in the rear, roughly, I believe. But importantly, it says the finish is the black enamel with gold and red. All the usual parts are Raleigh chromium plated, but there is an option of an all black finish, and that's what we have on this bike. I think this is the best bet for this bike, the Dawn Safety. It's a bit hard to tell 100% with only having part of the bike, and trying to distinguish it without any sort of notable features. I mean, if it still had the actual name Dawn Safety on it, that would be awesome. It's usually found apparently on the back of the lug here. So the lug that intercepts the head tube and the down tube, it's normally on there. If you go onto H. Lloyd Cycles, they still have them for specific models. I'm not sure if they have the Dawn Safety. I'll have to check that. They might have the Dawn, but yeah, we'll have a look. So yeah, that's what I think this bike is. It's a big bike. It's 24 inch. It's the biggest one they make. I normally ride a 20 inch to 22. Now the plans for this giant, well, I think the paintwork is a little bit too far gone to keep the patina. I mean, it's mostly rust coloured now on the chainstays here, especially on the drive side. Top tube again. So I think I'm going to powder coat it black. Here's the forks. So they're going to go black as well. I can pull out these caps that are on the ends here and replace them with some chrome ones. That shouldn't be too hard. And this headset here is a Raleigh headset which came off another bike, which I can use. I have this saddle which is just tucked away, so I can stick that on. It's a Leatherys saddle. Nice, heavy. Here's the original chain wheel. Now, I can't use this. Well, I could use it, but I've only got this side. So I'm going to look for a replacement set and stick that on, 48 teeth. I'll have to build a wheel set to get that, 26 inch. And what I'm gonna keep the handlebars, I reckon. I don't know where I've put those. I think they're over there. I'm gonna keep the handlebars. I think I'm gonna possibly get those powder coated black as well. But what I'm actually thinking of doing is putting caliper brakes on it, or another style of brake, because the rod brakes, I can't save any of that. And they're just I don't think well, I've never ridden with them, but they don't seem to be as user friendly as normal brakes. So that is possibly the plan with this. Powder coat black, find replacement cups, find replacement axle, find replacement chain set. I've got a seat and I've got a seat post knocking around. Just get the end caps for the forks, put that replacement headset in, find some hubs, build a wheel set, and get it rolling again. I've got some caliper brakes as well and some brake levers, so they can go on. But this will just go back on the shelf for now. I will put in the description a bit more detail of how I tracked down this model, in case anyone wants to track down their frame. But I was just looking at all the different things, the frame sizing, the details on the ends, the cutaway lugs as well. That was a big one to look at, because a lot of the bikes just have like the plain rounded lugs like on the bottom bracket. They didn't have the cutaway on the top, so I was looking for that as well. But yeah, I was trying to make this video quick. It seems to have dragged on a little bit longer than I hoped. Frank's modification will be coming up next, so stick around and watch that. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.